We keep no freezer on this farm, and yet a whole family eats well from first frost to spring thaw because everything we need for winter is waiting down these stone cellar steps in the cold and the dark, where nothing hums and nothing can ever break down. Come down these stone steps with me, mind your head, and feel the cold for yourself. It is a January morning up top, snow on the fields, but down here the air is the same as it always is. Steady, dark, 40-some degrees, winter or summer, heat wave or blizzard, it does not much care. And listen, nothing hums. No motor, no wire, no little green light in the corner, just the quiet of the ground. Folks who come down here for the first time always get the same look on their face, because most people believe you simply cannot eat well through a winter without a freezer humming away somewhere. I understand why they think that, but it is not so, and down here is why. They call me Enos. This is the cellar under the farmhouse my grandfather built, out past the little town of Millwood. Up top, the wood stove is warm, and Rebecca is starting the bread. You can smell it, faint, through the floorboards. And down here, by the light of this one lamp, sit the reasons we have never once owned a freezer. Look around. Shelves of glass jars, row on row, catching the lamplight when I lift it. Onions braided on twine, hanging over your head. Bins and crates along the wall. This is a room that keeps itself. I do not plug it in. I do not check on it in the night. Now here is the first thing folks always ask me, and they ask it a little worried. What happens, Enos, when the power goes out? A big storm? A line down? 3 days of dark? What about all your food then? And I always smile. Because for us, friend, nothing happens. There is no power to go out. The cellar keeps itself, same as it kept my grandfather. A store freezer full of good meat is only as safe as the thin wire running to it, one storm, one squirrel on a line, and by morning it is all spoiling. But this cold does not come from a cord. It comes from the ground, and the ground is not going anywhere. Stand still a minute and you feel it. The stone walls, cool under your hand. The lamplight soft on all that glass. The whole earth around us holding this cold, steady, asking nothing, needing nothing. That is a calm no plug can give you. Nothing to break, nothing to fear. So let me walk you through it. There are 4 things that carry us clear to spring the cold cellar itself, and then 3 more. First is the canning. All summer long, Rebecca and our daughter Lydia are at the cook stove, putting up jars more than you would believe. But jars only matter if what is inside them is worth eating. And that is the second doubt folks bring me, almost shy about it. Does canned food really taste good, Enos? Or do you just make do? So come to our table on a snowy night, and let me open 1 jar for you. Or do you just make do? Friend, come to our table on a snowy night, and let me open 1 jar of last July's tomatoes, still red, still sweet, poured over noodles by the lamp. That is not making do. That is summer kept. All summer long, Rebecca and our Lydia stand at the cook stove and put food by. Some years it is over 400 quarts. Tomatoes, green beans, applesauce, chow chow, jam jar after jar, sunk down in the boiling water bath till the lids pull tight. The kitchen goes thick with steam. The whole house smells of that good sour vinegar smell, and the jars come out one by one, catching the lamplight on the shelf like a row of little lanterns. So, when I say the tomatoes taste of summer, I mean it plain. Open one in January and it is July again on your fork. No making do about it. Let me move along here, down the wall. See these bins? This is where I keep the roots, carrots, beets, turnips. I bury them in damp sand, a layer of sand, a layer of roots, layer on layer, right up the box. Folks think that is a strange thing to do, but the sand keeps them cool and just a little wet. So the carrots never guess they left the garden. They think they are still in the ground, waiting. And they stay crisp and sweet clear into April. The potatoes and the squash go in slatted crates over there where the air can move around them. The apples, I wrap each one in a bit of paper, so if one goes soft, it does not take its neighbor with it. Now, here's where somebody usually stops me, and it is a fair thing to ask. Isn't all that more work than it's worth? The canning, the burying, the wrapping every apple by hand? And I let that sit a minute, because I will not tell you a lie. Yes, it is work. There is no soft way to say it. But here is the part folks miss. It is summer work. We do it when the days are long and the light hangs on past supper, when there is time and hands to spare. We carry the work back to the season that has room for it. And then the winter is quiet. No running to the store in the snow. No worry. Just down these steps with a lamp and back up into a warm kitchen where the wood stove is going and Rebecca has bread on the table. Let me ask you something, and write it below if you would. What is the one thing you feel you could never store away, could never live without through a cold season? I am honest curious. Come March, when the wind is still mean up top, I come down here and reach into the damp sand and pull out a carrot as crisp as the day Lydia lifted it. The whole cellar smells of apples and cool earth, shelves full, bins full, all of it, just waiting, quiet, a whole winter, fed by your own hands. Summer, kept, right through to the thaw. But roots and jars are not the whole of it. A body wants more than that to get through a hard winter. There is one more thing that carries us to the thaw, and it hangs in the coolest, darkest corner of this cellar, with no cord and no compressor near it. The meat from the fall butchering, kept by nothing but salt and thyme. No cord, no compressor, only salt and thyme. After the fall butchering, the hams and the bacon and the sausage take a good rub of salt and brown sugar, worked in by hand, and then they hang right here in the coolest, darkest corner to cure, doing what they have always done. Nothing hums down here. It is that same steady 40-some degrees, the same in a heat wave up top or a blizzard, and that cool dark is the whole trick of it. The salt draws the water out slow. The cold keeps everything easy and still. And little by little, over the weeks, plain, fresh meat turns into something that will keep clear through winter without a wire running to it. Now here is where folks lean in and ask me the honest thing. The thing that hides under this whole question, if I am truthful. They say, Enos, all right, it keeps, but is it any good? Or do you just make do? And I understand why they ask. When you have only ever known meat from the store, cold and pink under a light, salt-cured ham sounds like some hard old way of getting by. So let me tell you how it goes at our table. By deep winter, a slice of that ham in the skillet fills the whole house. I wish you could smell it right now. Rebecca lays it in the cast iron by the window while the snow comes down soft outside, and the smell of it goes clear up the stairs and into every room, sweet and smoky and rich. Lydia comes in from the barn just to stand near the stove. That is not making do, friend. That is the best eating we know. Same as the tomatoes. It is summer, kept the whole warm fall folded down into one good slice on a cold plate. And would you look at all of it together now? Come stand here with the lamp a minute. The jars catch the light on one wall, all that red and gold Rebecca and Lydia put up over the hot months. The sand bins sit low and quiet, carrots and beets still crisp inside, thinking they are yet in the ground, onions braided overhead, the meat hanging in the dark, the cold cellar keeping every bit of it for nothing but the price of good stone and honest work. A summer garden and one fall, butchering, working as one thing, carrying us straight through the coldest months. No part of it needs the other parts to fail so it can shine. They just hold hands and feed us. So when they ask me, don't you miss the freezer? I can tell you plain, no. We have never once missed the freezer we do not own. There is a freedom in a full cellar the store shelf cannot sell you. It is the calm of walking down these steps in January and knowing your family is fed, all of it, by your own hands, straight through to the thaw. No power to go out, no wire to trust, only what the ground and the salt and the long summer days already gave us. And come spring, when the last jar is opened and the sand bins run low, we start again. We turn the soil, we set the seed, and the whole slow round of it begins over the canning, the roots, the butchering, the curing, so next winter is quiet too. That is the way my grandfather did it under this same roof, and it is the way we do it still. That is enough, I think. A warm kitchen, a full cellar, and folks you love around the table while the snow comes down, that is plenty.